Oh, good grief. Do we have to?
This was supposed to be fun.
But really, was it? Was it really?
Don't we look like fools? Hi.
Well, I'm a fool in general. Like, that's just, you come to expect that with me. I'm a moron and don't ever listen to anything I say, except for this. Whatever I'm about to say, make sure you're listening closely with your eyes and ears, and all of us, because this panel, we have a lot to say today as Kentucky just absolutely embarrassed, steamrolled, demolish. I mean, all of the things tonight here at Bridgestone Arena, 94-59, just ass whooping. But
that's crazy.
At the hands of Mark Few and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot, in terms of the press conference and the individual performances, the team performances, the season performance. It is all bad. Every single bit of this is bad right now. So where do you want to begin this, Tyler Thompson?
We came into this arena, and if you watched our pregame walk and talk, which you should now just to laugh at us, because man, were we wrong, and this place was buzzing. I mean, Kentucky fans love coming to Nashville. They love filling up this arena for SEC tournaments. This is the first, non-SEC tournament game I think I can remember here. And the Kentucky fans showed out. This place was loud. It was crazy. There was a buzz in the building. And it just, I asked these guys before we started, I haven't seen this team in person. This is my third game this season in person. Is this as bad as it seemed tonight? Like, how many more volumes worse was it than the other performances? Because I couldn't believe at times how bad this was. It was like Kentucky was a bad high school team playing a college team. It was just appallingly, shockingly bad. And we'll get to the booze, because that was a whole storyline itself.
Booze that I'll be drinking after this, or the BOOS?
Both.
Gotcha.
Both.
Okay. Just make sure.
What I wouldn't do for some country boy right now. But watching the crowd's excitement, they spent their money to come down here again. It was a big trip, expensive ticket, expensive hotel. They were ready for it. Just that excitement morphed into horror and shock and booze and anger. And then in the second half, the booze to just turn into just like people were resigned to the fact that this team is bad. They are bad. And at the end of the game, the fans weren't even here. They left. They left with 5 minutes left. And I can't blame them, because that was horrible. That's the most embarrassing performance by a Kentucky basketball team that I have ever seen. I'm 41. I think this is tied for
41?
Doesn't feel like a magic number. Doesn't feel like a magic number right now, does it? We'll go through the stats, but it's tied for the third worst defeat in the shot clock era for Kentucky. It's the worst since 2008. It's just brutal.
Who was coaching that year, by the way?
Billy Gillespie.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the fun times to flash back to that. What a great thing to be compared to. But just all around shock and terribleness.
Stephen, I'm sure you have something similar to say, but I do, just because the boos, I think, were the most important thing tonight, because this was, as Tyler said, this is the most passionate portion of the fan base. This is the one that they use their vacation days, they use their vacation dollars, and they pour everything into this building. They pour everything into this city. It becomes the Big Blue Mist. Like, this is Kentucky fans at their absolute best. So you are hearing the very vocal majority. Like, this is the root of BBN at their absolute core. And that fan reaction, it was surreal. See, Stephen, I have never in my entire life seen a fan base booing their own team, not just one bad performance, not a bad moment, it was an endless boo from start to finish. When it got to 19-2 or whatever it was, again, the score just is irrelevant at this point, but when it got to the point where it was out of hand, ugly, Kentucky hasn't scored in 78 minutes or whatever it ended up being, and the fans started booing, it was a continuous, deeper, louder, hey, this product is totally unacceptable, and I want to make sure the head coach and every single staff member and every single player on that bench hears it. And they never stopped. Yeah. We got all the way through halftime. They go back to the tunnel. They're shouting and booing the players and team as they're going back to the tunnel. And when they're coming back out, it was a relentless booing from the most passionate version of this fan base. I thought that was super telling, Steve.
I mean, and Tyler, you said it. The second they did like the introductions, I was just, every time I come here, I'm just blown away at how much louder it is than Rupp. And with SEC crowds, it's like, what, 70% Kentucky fans? This was about like 90 to 95% Kentucky fans. It was all blue. I was actually surprised at how much it filled up because you all were doing the pregame stuff. It wasn't a big crowd, so I was kind of curious as to how many people were going to make this trip. And man, did they fill this place up. And they were loud, and then they got absolutely nothing to cheer about. I mean, didn't make a basket for the first 8 minutes. Like, how is that even possible? I mean, if my Murray State Racers came to this building to play Gonzaga, that's about, no, I would expect Murray State to score a basket in 8 minutes. 8 minutes, didn't score a basket. Mark Pope said that the boos are justified. I mean, I get it. I hate it. I hate seeing 18 to 22-year-olds booed off the floor like that. The guys wearing the jersey that I love so much. That sucks, and it sucks that there's reasons to do it. I hated it for them, but I mean, Rick Pitino, what was the last time? They got beat by over 35. It was that Kansas game, right? In 1990, 150 to 95 or something like that. But that was okay. But I'll go back to that Pitino game because it fits the narrative. Is that all right? Can we forget about the Vanderbilt game? Outside of Billy Gillespie, 1990, 150-95 to Kansas, and that team gave everything. That team was not good, and they put their heart on the floor every single night for that uniform and for their teammates and for their coach and for the people who pay money to come see them play. In this new era where we are talking about a bunch of millionaires over there, let's not get our asses kicked. How about that? You're in a totally different tax bracket than all these people up here. And you just lay down and let Gonzaga kick your ass off the floor. I hate that 18 to 22-year-olds get booed. I really do. This is a new era. These are professional athletes. And this is how professional athletes get treated when they play like shit and they give zero effort. What do they do in practice? I know that they shoot a lot. I see that on the Noah Arc system. By the way, great return on investment on the Noah Arc system. That seems to be working well for us this year.
Splash zone.
It is unbelievable. And I go up and I talk to these fans. They are so pissed off. And this is just 11 years of being, we were kind of good. We were good. And we haven't been Kentucky great, and the patience is done. There's no more patience. I said that coming in when Mark Pope got hired. It's like, I hope he knows he's inheriting a very impatient. The patience has run thin. It's too thin. It's done. They need to win. They need to be great. It's been too long. Kentucky basketball. I put this on the board. The last 6 years are arguably the worst 6 years in Kentucky basketball history. The worst 6 years. You can go through it on KS board and see how I laid it out there. I'm not going to go through all of it right now. It would take too long. But this is not acceptable. I mean, everybody associated with Kentucky basketball right now should be ashamed. Everybody. This is absolutely unacceptable. That you can... I'm going to calm down because I don't want Tyler to have to fire me at the end of this. So I'm just going to toss it back over.
Wild turn of events.
Yeah, that would be
like, by the way, pack your bags.
Yeah, fire Peake. I'm the one that gets fired after this game. That would really suck.
What's your buyout?
Yeah, I know. These people up here, though, you have to understand, like, this is their distraction from a lot of stuff. Like, I know people who, like, I've been one of these people. You work a job that you don't really like. You're there's just a few hours, though, that you get a week where you can forget about all that other stuff, the paying the bills and keeping up with everything and just like, I got to go to work again tomorrow and deal with this and it's all this stuff. And this is your escape from that. This stuff freaking matters to people. It does. And so to roll over like that, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of other things. I don't know. Should I be mad at the team? Maybe they're just not good. And can I be mad at them for not being good? Like, can I be? I mean, I don't even know who to point at.
Blame the people who evaluated them and picked them and paid them. That's where the blame lies. I mean, if this team isn't that good, then whatever. You can't change their talent level. You can blame the people who were put in charge of assembling them and getting them and recruiting them and bragging about them all off season bragging about them. It's just, it drives me insane because, you know, the first loss of the season to Louisville, you're like, oh, well, Louisville's really good. They have a really good offense. The loss to Michigan State, it's like, oh, wow, major red flags. The loss to North Carolina was closer, but it kind of felt like the worst of the first three because Kentucky didn't score a field goal for over 10 minutes. They didn't score a field goal for the first 9 minutes of the game tonight. Like, whatever is going on with this team, it's just bad. And it's appallingly bad. And it's even weirder to hear Mark Pope trying to process it in the post-game press conference. Like, he said tonight, he was like, you know, part of it's on me. I'm indecisive during the games. Yes, you are. The lineup shuffling, the constant lineup shuffling. This team can't get anything going because they're constantly moving people in and out. He can't make up his mind. It's befuddling to me. Some things that stood out to me. So we were at the arena, and I think it was one of the first media timeouts. They show the Kentucky huddle as the timeout starts, and Jason Hart is running off the bench towards the players on the floor, screaming, just ripping into them. He showed the most passion of anybody we saw tonight from Kentucky. And what I would have loved to be in that huddle and to hear that, because that is what this team needs. You know, it's so weird. You wonder why they look lost. It starts at the top. Their own coach is admitting that he doesn't know what to do and he's indecisive and this team is in a bad place because of him. I just don't know how it gets any better anytime soon.
It doesn't, because you overpaid for a group of losers with no identity, it's hard because they are wearing the jersey and at times you feel like they want this, but then there are other times that there's a level of apathy from them and a lack of want to. And speaking of the Devil, our Parlor Pizza player of the game, we're going to go ahead and hand that one out because certainly not a player that was on that floor. None of them but deserving of that. But DeMarcus Cousins is going to be our Parlor Pizza player of the game because he so eloquently put it on Twitter that this team has no heart. And you get that feeling, you get that vibe watching them play that they just don't have the want to. They don't have the drive. They're not diving for the loose balls. They're weak-minded. They just don't have a winning mentality that for Mark Pope to just have winning in his DNA the way he does and preach the sacred piece of cloth that these guys are just grabbing and wiping their asses with it. I don't know how we get from that point of the evaluation process and handpicking these guys and saying, oh, well, these guys are going to have the mental makeup that it takes to be a championship DNA, understanding the assignment, the sacred piece of cloth, all of the messaging that we hear. And at times when things are going well, when you're beating a team by 100 without a pulse, you get that feeling of the want to. But how is it that when the real competition hits, when the actual adversity time, when it's a togetherness, a moment for people to come together and say, hey, we have our backs against the wall. We have no choice but to get off the mat, to throw some haymakers, to do something to prove that we are belonging in deserving of this floor. And then that's where you lose the want to. That's where you lose the, who cares? These checks are still going to cash the same way, whether we lose by 100 or not. So, let's. Where are we going after this? We going to hit the bars after this? You just don't get that passion after the losses, and that's really just deflating me in a way that I've never experienced as a Kentucky fan. I love that DeMarcus Cousins, of all people, in the one and done era, the era that everybody kind of looks at as that's frowned upon. That's not real Kentucky basketball. That's one and done. That guy is saying these guys don't have it. They don't have the heart and mentality that we had when we wanted to be the trendsetters.
I was just going to say,
shout out Parlor Pizza.
Oh, we love you, Parlor Pizza. What I wouldn't give for a pepperoni bomb right now, that would be amazing. Mm-hmm. I noticed that, it's different when you're watching on TV or even when you're at Rupp and you're like up in the rafters like we are as the media. We had great seats tonight, and it was really apparent the body language with this squad. It's not even that they're super negative with their body language. It's just that they don't look like they care. And as you said, as someone who has continually preached the importance of the name on the front of the jersey, the sacred cloth, whatever, it just seems impossible to me that Mark Pope would have picked these guys, evaluated these guys, and put them on this team. Like, I will say, watching Mo Diabate on the bench, he is active, he is loud, he is up and coaching as hard as he can. I mean, I know that all the rumors about Mo Diabate and stuff being maybe not into it, he's into it. And he was cheering as hard as anybody and trying to get this team going. But it's just not working. I mean, I've seen clips going around of people, players' reactions to certain plays tonight. That's disheartening. A lot of the same players that were on last year's team that had so much
Otega
heart.
Oweh.
Yeah.
Take a step.
I mean, just he had heart last year. He wanted it last year. He does not seem to want it this year. And he led Kentucky in scoring with 16 points. And Jack and I looked at each other and we're like, how did he get that? How did he get that money? It certainly didn't feel like it. It's just, of all the scenarios for this season so far, I would not have imagined this one. And I'm trying to figure out, how does it get better? So they had Jalen Lowe back tonight. He played 14 minutes. He had 1 point. Didn't seem to matter that much having him back. If they get Mo Diabate back, sure, maybe that'll help, hopefully with rebounding and toughness inside. Jaden Quaintance, maybe. But I don't see where you can plug in pieces that fix the overall problem right now, and that's this team just doesn't seem to want to be out there and do anything.
No, and I did say something about the 1990 team, leaving it all on the floor. That John Wall team left it all on the floor for Kentucky, and the team last season left it all on the floor for Kentucky. How many times did we talk to them after games, before games, where they talked about what it meant to wear that uniform and what it meant to play for this historic program? Do you get the feeling at all? Like, did you get the feeling even coming into the season that that's what this was about for this group?
It's hard to, unless you're walking around the practice facility and the words "the sacred piece of cloth" are everywhere. I mean, I've had that thought too, and I was talking to somebody who used to be close to the Kentucky program this week, and I was talking about how last year's team, they were put together at the last minute, the best of the rest in the transfer portal, and part of what made them special was they didn't ever think they'd play for a team like Kentucky, and they truly appreciated it. And this year's team, it's almost like, how could they truly appreciate it? Because they got paid so much money to be here. I mean, $22 million, that tagline is not going anywhere. And if you have that money already in your hand, I would hope that they're playing for pride, but it certainly doesn't look like it right now.
I think the comparison to last year and just the feeling that you had, like Mark Pope catching lightning in a bottle with so many unbelievable characters, and Ainsley Almanor, just think of where he came from as a Fairleigh Dickinson grad, and knowing like, man, I'm getting hundreds of thousands of dollars to come play at the University of Kentucky. Every single shot that he took, he just had this level of like, hey, I don't belong here, but you better believe I'm going to take advantage of every single shot that I take because it might be my last. Like, there might be a day that Mark Pope wakes up and goes, hey, should we really be having a Fairleigh Dickinson transfer be a core rotation piece? Should we have him? Yeah. Should we be leaning on him? But there was just that level of appreciation and gratitude that Ainsley Almanor, Kobe Brea coming from Dayton, he's the best three-point shooter in college basketball, but he still had just that level of, man, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but man, it's a whole lot nicer making it this money at the University of Kentucky than it was making it at Dayton, and being able to play for something and to be a part of something like, hey, it's a new era of Kentucky basketball. Everybody says that, we're a bunch of, mid-major transfers that don't belong here. Let's prove that we can do something with this name across our chest. It feels like this is a team of portal mercenaries that there is no attachment to the school whatsoever. Even Otega Oweh was the chippy, feisty dog, do whatever it takes, underdog coming from Oklahoma, where he kind of thought, hey, I could be better than the role that Oklahoma believes me. I remember hearing rumors of Porter Moser saying that Otega wasn't good enough to be on my team, and I know that got back to Otega coming to Kentucky, and that added to the fire and the intensity of, hey, that guy didn't believe in me. He didn't think I could make it in the SEC, so he was happy to see me go. Now I'm at the University of Kentucky, proving that I can be an all-SEC talent. You saw that with him last year, and then he got paid. And then the money came in, and the level of apathy and hey, I'm not playing my best. Hey, there are games that I'm going to get my numbers, and the counting stats are going to look good, and hey, that's going to be great. But if things don't go well, at least I have my fallback. It's not Kentucky basketball, man. It's just not.
Somebody yelled that at us. A fan. We were sitting there getting ready to go back to the press conference. A fan yelled at Jack and me and said, "This is not Kentucky basketball." Just screaming it in the middle of Bridgestone. And he's right. It's just, this is not. I'm almost at a loss for words because I never thought that Kentucky would look this bad. It looked like they didn't know how to play basketball. My God.
The game was over with in like the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you just had to sit there and sulk and just like somebody prying your eyes open, just watching. I mean, people they paid good money.
Or the Black Box? Is
the one where they're just like literally.
Bird Box? Is that what it was called?
Bird Box.
Whatever.
Yeah, the one with Machine Gun Kelly? Is that the one you're talking about?
Whatever it was with Sandra Bullock, where everybody's keeping the eyes up. Yeah. But that's what it was like watching this product tonight.
We talked about last year's team. I just want to go back to that just for a second because of we were in this building when we saw Kobe Bryant coming out saying, Ortega effing Oweh, man. Like, these guys liked each other. These guys don't like each other. I'm sorry. They can. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think they trust one another. And even with that, I've watched very little of this game. I'll be honest, because I couldn't take it anymore. And I walked outside and I talked with fans, and easily the most angry I've ever seen. And maybe part of that is they've been out on Broadway all day and the drinking and everything, but that was as frustrated as I've ever seen. There was just so many people saying like what I would give to have some of the players from last year, which I thought. I really did. I thought that was going to be Mark Pope's worst team. Like, I thought that was going to be his least talented team. There was more talent on their team, and that's why I don't know. I'm not mad at the players for not making shots. They're not good. Like, what am I told Tyler, like, if you wanted your dog to fly and it didn't ever take off, would you be like, why aren't you flying? What's wrong with you? No, I mean, they just don't make shots because they're not good at it. I'm not going to be mad at them for that. But when one guy apparently Trent Noah, gets open looks and he doesn't take them, then get off the floor. Take him out of the game. There's no reason for Trent Noah to be out there if he's going to pass up shots, because that's what he's there for. And early on in the game, wide open at the top of the key, just pull, man. We're down by 17. What's the worst that can happen? You miss it? All of your teammates are doing it. So what the hell? Why does it matter? And the expectations for me shifted for Michigan State, and they shifted to, let's see if we can get to the Sweet 16. I mean, a lot of people's expectations that I talked to out there have shifted to, we're not making the tournament. Now, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I was trying to think. Maybe I don't really believe that.
To the tournament,
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
They're 0-4 in quad one games. They've got 2 more left in the non-conference. I mean, how do we feel about Indiana? How do you feel about St.
They will be an underdog at home against Indiana.
You want to see this fan base get angry. Wait, if they lose to Indiana in Rep Arena.
And Lamar Wilkerson goes for 30, the shooter that Kentucky couldn't get.
Well, he's going to play, over 30 minutes a game? And apparently that is legal, that you can do that. They're allowed to play them over 30 minutes a game. So.
Not one player over 30 minutes tonight, by the way.
Yeah, it's just... No wonder they kept shut.
Well, it was the fatigue. So. Fatigue got him again. I can't hear that. I just can't. Like hearing that
they
from
do
the North
so
Carolina
much
game.
Off-ball cutting and movement, and it's because they work so hard to get their shots, and that's why that's why they're tired.
Somebody left a super chat. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
They looked good against Purdue. Then the nothing thing happened in the locker room. I don't know the locker room stuff. I mean, whatever. I don't know if anything happened or anything like that. But it doesn't seem like a lot of chemistry. But, man, how long ago was that Purdue game?
October 24th.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, it's honestly, like, there were some things in that game, like, okay, Purdue missed a lot of shots. But, damn, like, our expectations from that game to, what'd you say, like a month and a half later, we're like, we're not making the tournament. Like, we went from national championship to not making the tournament in a matter of 4 legitimate games. 5, Georgetown. So
I think I tweeted after that Purdue game, I'm surprised more people don't spend $22 million on their roster. It's much easier to win games that way.
Oh, again, how foolish.
Again, don't listen to us. Especially me. I'm an absolute buffoon. But just in general.
You ran Cal off. You made your own bet. Calipari is part of that 6-year stretch, by the way. Part of it. He sucked. Those 4 years were terrible. Worst record in school history, worst loss in the NCAA tournament, second worst loss in the NCAA tournament, and a very mid 2022-23. So all of this nonsense about, well, you shouldn't have ran Cal off, bro.
No,
Calipari was not getting it done. It wasn't happening.
This is not a John Calipari thing.
We've gone 11 years without a 1 seed, and John Calipari is responsible for all but 2. Well, it will be 11 years because we're not getting one this year now. And that's insane, by the way. You know what the longest streak was before that? 6. We're about ready to double it. Everyone associated with Kentucky basketball for the last 11 years should be ashamed about that. That is terrible. That is absolutely embarrassing. There are 4 or maybe 5 blue blood programs, and only one hasn't made a Final Four or a 1 seed, and it's ours. And this is part of our culture. This is something we all care about in this state. And it's just, this is not what the expectations are. This isn't it. This is not it.
And there's a correlation. Like, it's the stats back up the how necessary 1 seeds are. Like, this, it's not just a make believe. Like, and that was the frustration with Cal and the built for March kind of mindset, where it's like, hey, we can take November, December losses. It doesn't matter. There is a direct correlation between November and December success leading to built for March success. And I think that's the point that you've been trying to make from the beginning as you look kind of, crazy talking about, some of the early losses during the season. There's a method to your madness with those, Steve.
Yeah. This is just, we needed to get a 1 seed. I'm not even concerned about that at this point. I don't know. I'm walking out of here going, is Kentucky basketball ever going to be great again? Like, is it ever going to happen? I mean, this 6-year stretch is awful. Like, it's terrible by Kentucky standards. By some program standards, it's pretty good. I'm not going to even take shots at rivals right now. I was getting ready to, but why would I do that? That just looks stupid. So, I mean,
you're going to say Indiana? We're acting like Indiana? Bad timing for that one, Steve.
Louisville's better than us right now. I freaking hate that.
Well, they proved that. Yeah. I just, where do we go from here? A 50-point win over NC Central is not going to make anybody feel better. Can they figure it out in a week to beat Indiana? And if they don't, then things get really bad. And that's what I said about tonight. If they don't win and if it's bad, things get really bad. Well, it's going to get worse. And then they play Rick Pitino, whose teams, Mark Pope played for Rick Pitino. Can you imagine a Rick Pitino team playing like that tonight? I just cannot.
They would be here right, like we would have. They would be running right now if this were a Rick Pitino coach team.
I think that's part of why I'm just so disappointed in how this is turning out, because Mark Pope was so endearing in his first year, and he really truly feels like he got this fan base and he gets the program, and now he just looks completely lost. And he's lost during the games. You can see it. Like, he's just completely confused, and the assistants, I don't know what's going on. It's just a big old mess. I don't think it's going to get much better soon. Even if Mo Diabate comes back, even if Jaden Quaytons comes back, is that going to fix this? I think it goes deeper than that. And it's just really, it's one thing to see it on TV. It's one thing to see it from the rafters at Rupp. It's another thing to see it in this arena, 10 minutes from my house, with 20,000 Kentucky fans who paid good money to be here. They saved up. This was their trip. This was their holiday trip to watch Kentucky play. And it was a national embarrassment. Everybody's talking about how bad this team is.
Is there anything to Pope saying, like, hey, I'm pissed off at the coach, the words that he said afterward? I'm to a
video delete.
Yeah.
I need it. I need it. I need him dropping F-bombs at people in the locker room. I don't know why does it make me feel better? I don't know. I need the Rick Pitino. I need that.
We need something other than sad puppy dog Pope or short clipped Pope with Tom Leach, because that's not cool either.
Yeah, quit being a jerk. Let's have normal human conversations with people.
It's one thing to be happy or to feel good that he is upset with losses. That's nice, because we're upset too. But until I see results on the court, it's not going to matter. Like, he can say all the things in the world. And, the players are saying the right things. They look sad. They look humble. It's not going to matter until they actually look like a basketball team that should play at Kentucky.
It's a beautiful process, guys. That's a beautiful 35-point loss.
Complex.
All right, I think that's plenty from the KSR panel for now. We're all very upset. We're all very emotional. We're going to continue to be probably, I don't know, maybe forever. I don't know what the next steps are. But we're always grateful for our friends of Cole, where we'll always love friends of Cole. Very appreciative for them keeping the lights on for us.
Did Bruce Pearl make a joke?
You what?
Did Bruce Pearl make a joke?
Did he? Oh, that's what I want to hear from right now. Bruce Pearl from the upper deck. What did he have to say? Yeah, let's just.
I saw it in the chat, and I just before you hung it up, I just wanted to see if he had said anything.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. People in the chat aren't they're not always 100% truthful and what has happened. But I thought that would have been interesting if he had.
Are they just saying that the message board geniuses thing that says that Mark Pope should step down and Bruce Pearl should take over? Is that what the
maybe? I mean, if you put that in the chat, tell us where to look and we'll try to find that.
Bruce Pearl on TNT just in a jokingly matter.
There you
the
go.
Kentucky job might be open.
Oh, that's fun.
$13 million buyout, in case you guys were curious. Because we're in the spirit of the buyout season, and it's out there. The number has been tweeted and discussed. So,
hey, real quick, this season is not going to go the way that we want it to. I mean, I don't know how much of it is salvageable, like how much of this you can turn around. But man, does that put pressure? Next year, you can't just be good. Like next year, you got to be top. You got to be top 4.
Spend $23 million.
44. If you could just double what they spent, double the talent, because it's a talent issue right now. You got to just double the talent. So 44 million.
41
should be 41. That's it,
or whatever equals 9 something to 9. 45.
Real quickly, is there a scenario where this thing unravels and it's not salvageable?
Yeah,
and it gets to a point where we have to have the conversation.
Yeah, that's very possible. That's very possible.
Watching this team play like that tonight, yeah.
I don't think so. I definitely, like right now, 1,000% expect Mark Pope to be the coach next year. I don't know. I feel kind of ridiculous even like saying this stuff out loud, but I was thinking it during the game.
Think of the fan. It's the fans. It's not how I'm personally feeling in my confidence.
Yeah.
Think of what we just went through with Mark Stoops, and how it got to a point where it was the fan just stoking those flames, and the gasoline on the fire just kept going and going and getting stronger and stronger, and it got to a point where it was like, yeah, there's no path. There is no path to a return. Yeah. This felt like the first step toward that, and I'm hoping that this gets salvaged. I hope it's the most beautiful, miraculous, sweet story we've ever heard in our entire lives, and this turns into an Aaron Harrison deal. I genuinely am rooting for this team to turn things around, but we also have to talk about, if we were talking about a fork in the road and it going one way or the other, we saw tonight the preview of what that other path looks like.
Yeah, because if you lose Jalen again, if JQ comes back, that helps out a ton. But if you don't have Mo Diabate for a long time, there's losses could easily stack up. I still think. I think it'd have to get like really, really bad. Billy Gillespie, I don't think, and you guys might know better than me, but I don't know if it was just the fact that he missed out on the tournament that got him run out of town. But I don't know if it had to be something more along those lines for them to go, okay, we kind of screwed this higher up again. And sorry, I'm gonna have to. Anyway, no. There's like I don't know if something like that would have to happen, but that would break my heart, man. I want to win with Mark Pope. Like I want. He's a great guy. Everybody loved him as a player. I want this team to win with Mark Pope. Winning a championship with Mark Pope would feel great. It was like winning with Cal felt great because everybody hated you. Everybody hated you, and you won, and it was kind of like flipping off the rest of college basketball as you cut down the nets. It was great. Winning with Pope is a different kind of feel good, and I want that. I want that so bad. This is Kentucky basketball, man. You don't get. We feel like we gave them some grace last year. You're not getting it this year.
Yeah, I think that's as truthful as it gets. Like, this is Kentucky basketball. We love you. You can be our, and I hate even throwing the Kenny Payne comparison out there, but like, you can be our Kenny Payne as a basketball player and just love you, and all the record books, the captain, like, we can, all the nostalgia can be just beautiful. But as soon as the losses pile up and you lose kind of that momentum, like, it's hard to regain that. Like, it really, really is. And this fan base, they care about winning more than anything. Like, there is nothing more important in the world than winning basketball games, no matter who is sitting in the seat. So it sucks. I hate that we have to have this conversation. I hate that the night went the way it did, but unfortunately that's the new reality. This team can't beat a team with a pulse. There is no immediate turnaround opportunity with NC Central. Indiana is a week away. Like, it's ugly right now, and it's only going to get uglier. And we appreciate you for being along for the ride, I think, is the only way to do it. Let's all be angry together if we have to be angry at all.
Parlor Pizza player of the game was DeMarcus Cousins.
All of us. All right. Thank you, DeMarcus Cousins. Thank you, friends of Cole. And we're going to get out of this damn building. Good night.
Good timing, guys.